familiar with both Tarik's playstyle as well as, you know, what Greninja wants in these situations. On top of that, you know, I will never say that Roy and Shulk are similar in playstyle, but they do play similar ranges, right? And playing similar ranges does mean that you put yourself in very familiar situations. And in that sense, I actually do think, you know, we shouldn't count Tru4 out yet in terms of experience in the matchup. So let's take a look. We got Greninja versus Roy, two of the most aggressive characters in the game. This should be a bloodbath.
Yeah, and as a small random aside that's not at all relevant, I do like the color alt choice. This is my favorite. Yeah.
Roy or Greninja color?
Roy. Nice, although, that was nuts start. We'll have to have a look at that again at some point, but wow. Welcome to the game, I guess. Tru4, not the strongest stuff, but you know, I think that's the beauty here with when it comes to Tarik, understanding, you know, the limitations of Roy's recovery and just being able to get out there immediately and just like shut that down. You know, no chance for Tru4 to find any sense of actual like comfort so far.
We talked about it before, but Tarik's offstage presence is definitely one of the highlights of his play in general. The way he places the backers and just using Greninja's properties to his maximum potential, right? Greninja jumps extremely high, which means you get more airtime, and then has a back air, 3 hits, is going to be out for a long time. Good fastfall as well. So if you see that Greninja jump fastfall back air, that's basically going to be a enormous wall of pain that's going to be extremely hard to recover through, and that's exactly what he hits Tru4 with, one of those back airs, and that's going to end his stock early. Tru4 right now striking back in a big way though, 100+% on Tarik in this advantage. Tru4 is trying to capitalize on his advantage state, but Tarik, again, those down airs very hit or miss, but when they hit good, and Tarik pushing his advantage all the way to the limit. The down tilt up smash not going to be a KO, but huge damage right there, and look at the composure by Tarik.
Yeah, that was really solid. Just the punish game was on point there as well. I have to say though, Tru4, you know, missing the first 2 hits and then delaying the 3rd and 4th from the double-edged dance, looking to hopefully see, you know, a shield drop coming between the two to try and punish. But you know, continued it onto a shield, and that's just, you know, straightforward.
Exactly as you say, Bowie. It's, you know, the time mix-up doesn't matter if the risk reward is that disadvantageous, right? And in that situation, Tarik just very aware of what he was up to and knew, hey, I could just wait. Goes for a counter there. Again, the offstage presence. A little bit cheeky, but I like a little bit cheeky. Side B coming through, and then the standard recovery, Tru4 trying to make the most of it. But just going to go for the ledge trap. Not going to get the backer on the jump. Not going to get the KO at the up air either. And you don't see it often, but right now it's looking rough for Tru4 to find that final hit. Not going to get the sweet spot on the backer either. That is the Roy life. Another counter coming out. Tarik staying cheeky is going to get up thrown. Yep, that is going to be it. And Tru4 putting himself on the board, finally.
Yeah, the up throw, you know, I mean, would you call it a KO throw at 160%? I mean, I guess it did get the KO eventually.
It's a last resort.
Yeah, one of those things though for you know, how this game goes is just, you know, Tarik just kind of took a lot of the momentum at the start, and Tru4 just kind of has slowly been trying just to, you know, regain a little bit of composure. You know, hanging in there, but you know, Tarik has just been on the front foot the entire time.
Yep, Tarik just looking comfortable. Exactly as you mentioned, right? The difference in experience just kind of shows. Tru4 getting that early deficit, tries to make up for it, but a deficit like that against a player like Tarik, very hard to claw back from. And in this situation, Tarik just solidly closing it out. And like you mentioned, and like we kind of highlighted, the risk reward, Tru4 kind of looked like he was pressured to commit a bit harder to make the plays because he was at a deficit. And Tarik knew that pressure was on, and in turn played a little bit more reserved, waited for Tru4 to overextend, and just got excellent punishes. That down tilt up smash, I think he got it just about twice in a row to end out the second stock, which is just insane. That down tilt, of course, an amazing move, very fast, low profile, relatively little lag, but if you know how Greninja works, it really should not connect too often, right? It's one of those main things that Greninja mains look for. It's going to be like a full hop, like either like Wicked Nair, anti-land, down tilt, kind of trying to convert from there. But like I said, Tru4, a little bit pressured to make a play, and that did not work out in his favor. Now we can see him working from a clean slate in Game 2 on Tana City, probably Roy's favorite stage. Gets extremely early double-edged dance kills here on the side. Let's see if he can find one of those, or if it's just going to be solid play all around.
Yeah. I just wanted to see that, you know, despite him being a talented player, you know, he's still a bit newer to this character. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, can he confirm, you know, the bread and butter stuff we need? You know, that we see a lot of, you know, Roy players doing. You know, wanting to make sure that, you know, that when you have those opportunities, you know, to get those, you know, the Nair auto cancels, or getting, you know, those jabs into, you know, any kind of, you know, strong follow up, you know, those up airs, and extending those combos a little bit more, just getting that timing right and getting that positioning correct.
That was clean. That little string with the Nair one as well. I was digging that. Did not get the full cash out, but definitely showing that he's familiar with the ropes. So far, a very back and forth game, and this is basically what I expected coming into the game. A very back and forth, maybe a minor lead for Tarik. Gets that super confident grab, confirms it into the back air. That is a 50-50, though at those distances, at those percentages, you would rather take the fourth throw. In this situation, maybe a little bit late on the DI. Tarik again, super confident on those grabs, and that's sending a message, right? Even if they're not connecting, that is sending a message down, spot dodge down tilt, forward air, nice conversion. Tru4 a little bit off on the DI as well. Is going to make it easier for Tarik to get that follow-up. Now, Tru4 needs to find this nimble, you know, find a KO on this nimble character, and Tarik is looking to push Tru4 all the way off stage.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
Gets that grab, goes for the back throw. Yeah, just trying to contain that stage control. Just trying to make it hard for for Tarik to land. Landing
the
there,
tippers,
though, just push back a little bit.
Yeah. Tru4, we saw him hitting a back air, we saw him hitting an up air, but it was both a tipper. That Blazer is not the strongest if you know how to DI it. And the jab, not going to confirm at these percents. Again, a tipper up air, not going to be quite the KO that Tru4 needs. And this is... Okay, that is the KO.
Work it.
But what I wanted to highlight is perhaps a little bit too used to kind of like the Shulk mid-range spacing. Whereas Roy, that difference in sweet spot is going to play in big. Roy really wants to be in your face. And if you space for like maximum safety, you're not going to get maximum reward. And maybe that's something that Tru4 still has to be used to, or it still has to get used to a little bit more.
Get up attack just to push back against the aggression coming out from Tarik. Another get up attack from Tarik to follow up. Looking just to get off stage again and, you know, find these back airs where possible. Landing up air with the south spot into the sweet spot immediately afterwards. But, you know, that's it. Just those two hits and then resetting once again. There's a jab. Ooh, looking for maybe a reset potentially, but Tarik getting out of that situation.
Right, back and forth here. Yep.
Yeah, just the 1, 2, 3, just to kind of push them away. Yeah, definitely a much better game from Tru4. Run up into the F tilt after, you know, just that jab to knock away. Ledge trump maybe into the back air, did not connect, but a forward air will come out. Now Tarik is in a position to try and, yeah, pressurize, but the Hydro Pump didn't do too much. Again, the platform was in position to get that tech in, the tech roll in, so there's no back air after the jab for Tru4. So, ooh,
yep.
That would have been nice. He was like, even, you know, like half a tile in, you know.
And we saw the side B jump, side B mix up by Tarik, but Tru4, of course, ready for that, knows Tarik as a player well enough. And I like the way Tru4 has built this comeback up and gets the cash out as well, going from a pretty significant deficit, I would say. Of course, not more than 50%, but still against a character like Greninja that can really build up. And now back to an even game. Tarik finding the Hydro Pump, finding that wind box, ironically enough, more of a water box, of course, but pushing Tru4 out, making him miss the ledge just barely. And now we're back to an even game, and this is where Tru4 is finding some momentum, getting the weak hit up air, not pushing further, kind of looking for a reversal. I like the way he mixes in aggression and patience, trying to say, hey, I know I cannot push further here, I'm going to try to, you know, beat out your reversal instead. But Tarik, of course, has enough mix-ups of his own to say, hey, if you're gonna give me the room to mix up, I'm gonna mix you up, and you're gonna have to call me out even more specifically than you tried to initially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking much better from Tru4 just in general. You know, just trying to get these, you know, these mix-ups in terms of trying to extend these combos, and just, you know, this is the thing that's really great about, you know, the sour spot element of Roy's sword. It can be used to such a good degree to get, like, actually get extensions and keep pushing things forward. And Tru4 doing a better job of that, but this is a pretty even game right now, as there's only 16% between the two at high percent. Both people above 110. There's the winbox once again. And that's 2 stocks in the same fashion. Tarik, once again, taking the game. Much stronger from Tru4, though. I don't want to sit there and say that was like stolen from him a little bit.
No.
There's the 2 situations where the hydro pump, that water wind box, for lack of a better description, has been able to really exploit the limitations of Roy's recovery. But I think Tru4 just needs to continue this way because he's been doing really solidly here. I mean, game 2 was much better.
I do think Tru4 kind of messed up on the recovery at the end there. We saw Tarik going for the shuriken, and Tru4 deciding to jump over it, right? And jumping over the shuriken, of course, makes a lot of sense, but I do think against a move like Hydro Pump, you might want to, go low, air dodge through the shuriken, and maybe go for like a double jump, mix up your OB timing, because at the end of the day, the Greninja up be a lot easier to hit versus more of a diagonal recovery, like what Tru4 did at the end there, rather than a purely vertical one, especially if you have your double jump to mix up the timing. Because, if you hug the stage, sometimes the water...
My God, sorry, that is an absolute disgusting 0 to death, but that is what we want to see. The sweet spot down tilt, run up, forward smash on the tech in place. Beautiful. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, it's just amazing tech chase right there. Tru4 got exactly what he needed, and finds himself with a lead for the second time in this game. He actually had a lead in the second game as well, but so far he's pushing the lead a lot more than he could previously, using those retreats and then with punishing afterwards. I really like the way Tru4 is moving around the stage here, baiting Tarik in, and really capitalizing on that linearity that we highlighted before. But Tarik always on the lookout for those down tilts. We saw him fish for those in the previous game as well, almost finishing it off, or actually finishing it off because of that. So again, that down tilt just being such a big factor for Tarik.
Yeah. So again, percentage lead once again, gets that run off from the ledge, or from the platform rather, into that up air. But you can just see tacking away, just loads of these little multi hits, keeping Tru4 honest where possible. We're talking about the hydro pump. Yeah, didn't really have it ready there, but okay, what's going to be up from there? Okay, yeah, interesting choice to try and go down and just try and push around, but having the Blazer be a little bit higher up and just above the hydro pump, gets away, short hop, gets the sweet spot on that back air, will take in another stock. Tru4 definitely, using that momentum from that second game. Game 1 was I wouldn't say it's a wash, but a little bit too late of an activation. Stronger game 2, and then obviously came out of the gate swinging and continuing that momentum. Final stop right now for Tarik.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by going low. In this situation, Tarik almost getting the punish, but Tru4 getting pushed into the stage because he hugged the stage and the water, just kind of following that momentum as well. Very well done. Good recovery by Tru4, and it's landing him a lot of percentages. Look at that. If he bit the bullet there, he definitely wouldn't have gotten. He wouldn't have been in this situation because he would have been a stock down. But now, look at the rage. Look at the percentage. Of course, he is gonna drop that stock. But 72 on Tarik, not a small lead at all.
Yeah, Tru4 definitely. I mean, he's one of the, I think so far he's definitely been improving as the day's gone on for sure. And I kind of in this situation where I kind of feel like he deserves a game at this point. He's been improving slowly but surely. There's the jump eventually, air dodges onto the platform. Good decision with a sharking Greninja below.
Yeah, a sharking frog, just like that. So far, though, the final blow has yet to be found, and we're getting closer to those down tilt kill percentages, and we know how good Tarik is at finding the down tilts. There's one, not gonna lead in too much. He looks for an air dodge. Tru4 not giving it to him. Tru4 instead pressuring in the corner here, tries to hold on to the corner pressure, but overcommits with the back air, and now the reversal into the corner again. The tipper on the side B not gonna mean means he doesn't get a kill basically. Now more pressure, and I think Tru4 really is overcommitting in the corner here. I really want to see him play the corner pressure a little bit more slower paced, because the way he's committing is allowing Tarik to just kind of reversal out with rolls and full hop a lot more easily than he ought to be, right? So look at that. The full hop back air lands him on the platform, means that Tarik just basically gets center stage for free. And that commitment is what is going to cost him the game. Tarik finding a forward smash out of basically nowhere, saying, hey, I know you're going to land here. I'm going to crouch under whatever you're going to do. Tru4, at the end of the day, going for an empty land, is going to get caught on that. And yeah, I mean, the way he couldn't capitalize on advantages, especially those corner pressure situations, I really think that was the thing that did him in.
Yeah. So yeah, Tru4 having an unfortunate pair of 3-0s against him. You know, probably playing a little bit stronger than it shows, but you know, Tarik and Siski both, you know, closing out those games, holding their composure against, you know, and improving Tru4, and yeah, close those both out.